Alright, y'all, so as you can see, we back with a brand new video, man. What is up, everybody out there watching? So, there's been a lot of people talking about this Jamesgunn Superman clip that dropped the other day. I gave my 2 cents on it. I talked about how, I did like the part with the dog. I talked about how, I did like the Fortress of Solitude coming out the ground. As far as the robots, man, they look real old school. I saw somebody post a picture of Superman from the comic books, or maybe it was an old animated show, and the live action clip we got the other day. So it looks like James Gunn's pulling from an old school comic or TV show. I don't know. My question to all y'all is, with this clip, is everybody ready to give up on Superman already? This is all we got. It's just one clip. I know I did my video a couple days ago asking James Gunn what is he doing when it comes to the marketing of the new Superman, because like I said, the marketing has been really, really bad. But is everybody ready to give up on Superman already? Some of the comments I've seen in some of these videos have been positive. Some people like the clip, they think it's funny, they like the visuals of it. Some people have been negative. They've talked about how, it does look good, but at the same time, we don't want a goofy, silly Superman movie. We don't want the movie focused on crypto, which I agree with both those points. I do. It seems like James Gunn has been marketing this movie around crypto rather than Superman, even though the movie carries Superman's name. And that is why I'm asking James Gunn, what are you doing? What is going through your head? This is a Superman movie, not a crypto movie. And the main guy who should be front and center promoting this movie at every chance he gets is David Cornsweet. But it just seems like every time you turn around, James Gunn is front and center. I know they had the whole CinemaCon, live talk, whatever. I didn't get a chance to catch it. I saw some of the comments from some people saying that it was pretty boring. They didn't have a lot to show. I don't know why James Gunn didn't kind of splice together a new trailer, maybe some new clips we ain't seen. It's a whole hour and some change movie, right? Maybe 2 hours, I don't know. Why didn't you put some stuff together to show the fans at CinemaCon? I know you had the clip extended from, when Crypto pulled Superman's cape. But we need more than that, man. We need another trailer. And as big as a deal as CinemaCon is to a lot of people, that would have been the perfect time to present a trailer. Excuse me. Especially considering the fact that we aren't getting the big con coming until after the movie comes out. I can understand if you were going to wait until we get the big one in San Diego, or I think that's where it is. But we're not getting that until after the movie comes out. So it would make sense for Warner Brothers, if y'all really worried about Superman, leading the charge and trying to bring Warner Brothers back from the dead. If y'all really worried that much, y'all will put as much money into the marketing of this movie and make it the best possible marketing that y'all could possibly make it. I just feel like y'all really have shit the bed when it comes to this marketing, because it's been, on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 5 when it comes to the marketing I've seen for this movie so far. It hasn't been good. Fans haven't been excited about it. Like I said, the clip got mixed reactions. Some like it, some don't. I thought it was cool. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. Just because I feel like I liked almost everything about it. Like I said, the old school robots, was kind of in. Somebody was trying to compare the old school robots to the technology that was in the Man of Steel movie back in 2013, which felt way more advanced. These robots definitely have like a old school feel to it. Maybe somebody out there knows something I don't. But I just want this movie to be good, man. I really do. I want James Gunn to knock it out the park. I want him to see that fans want a good Superman movie. Now, I do understand some people are saying that, the tone of the movie is more lighter. The colors aren't washed like they were in the Man of Steel film and the Superman and Lois TV show. Everything's bright, which I don't have a problem with everything being bright. I just want the story to make sense. And from what I've seen as far as like the plot the people have talked about, that's been another issue, because it seems like there's not really a story for this movie. It just seems like James Gunn is just having Luthor find different ways to try and stop Superman, which, you know, I guess all in all is okay, but as long as there's a bigger story in play, it would make a lot of sense. And it doesn't seem like that's what we're getting. So I hope that that is not true. I hope that there's a bigger story in place, because it just wouldn't make sense for Luthor to just keep trying to find ways to stop Superman. Like, what is the end game here? You know, I know there's the mystery man in the black suit that is in the movie that seems like almost a henchman, the right-hand man to Lex. As you can see him fighting Superman in the stadium. You see him standing next to Lex when they get off the ship, which, by the way, those are some badass glasses. By the way, he's wearing when he got off the ship. But overall, you know, I want this movie to be a success. I really do. I still got problems with the ugly ass suit. It's trash. They really need to focus on trying to, at least if we get a second movie, or maybe somewhere, maybe in the middle of the movie or the end, he gets a new suit. James Gunn, I don't know how in the world, out of all the suits you came across, that one was the one that you decided, because it's just not it, man. To me, Henry Cavill's suit is still peak. It's still the gold standard of suits, you know what I'm saying? And whoever you want to put underneath, that's fine. But with this movie, I just want to see it be successful. I want to see it be successful. I want to see James Gunn knock this thing out the park. I don't want to see it crash and burn. But it just seems like every day there's something new coming out. There's some news coming out that is rattling fans, that is taking the interest out of this movie day by day. Whether it's the marketing, whether it's something James Gunn is saying, whether it's the lack of, you know, just new material. Fans are starting to, you know, do a 180-degree turn on this film, and that's the last thing James Gunn needs, because Warner Brothers, at least from what all the reports are saying, are putting their hope into this movie saving the DCU and also saving Warner Brothers. But like I said, when it comes to the marketing, I really hope that James Gunn and his team are not just relying on Superman name alone, because there's been so many other actors that play Superman. Anybody that didn't know about this movie coming out would think that this marketing could be anything. It could be a documentary, it could be something animated, it could be anything. So James Gunn, you really got to put David Corenswet front and center and make sure that he is, you know, getting the attention that he deserves to promote the hell out of this movie, because y'all need it, for real. Like I said, I want this movie to be a success. It doesn't have to be $1 billion success. That would be awesome, but it still has to be a success. So, James Gunn, again, put the money behind this film when it comes to the marketing. You know, keep pushing David Corenswet to be the face, because obviously he is. And let's get this Superman movie its money back and then some. So, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. You know, comment, all that good stuff. I'll catch you on my next video. One other thing, I might not be able to make the movie the opening night, but I definitely will try and be there the weekend of. So, you know, catch you on my next video. Thank you all for watching. Peace. I'm out.